Hey, what's up everybody? How you doing? Let's talk programmable thermostats in your RV. Well, hey, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Robert Anthony, otherwise known as Rob the RV Guy. So, as most of you know that are watching the channel, I travel in a Bigfoot 2500 series, the 25B 25RQ RV. We don't use our air conditioner much. We recently installed the Houghton Rec Pro air conditioning unit. We just use the remote control for that. This is programmable though. So I'm able to program this unit from that remote control. So my thermostat only controls my heat. And in today's video, what I'd like to do is explain to you my choice of a thermostat and how to install this. If you're looking to upgrade your RV thermostat, this is the video for you. So the Bigfoot has an Atwood Dometic forced air furnace that goes ducted down into the floor, and as well as I have 3 ducts in here. This comes with your standard, really just analog thermostat. There is absolutely nothing fancy about this. On the back, it has two terminal screws. One is for your traditional white wire in your heating environment, and one is for your traditional red wire in your heating environment. When I took this out of the wall, the way they had wired it from the factory, they used 14 gauge wire, and then they just screwed them to the terminals on the analog thermostat is what they did. What I did is I contacted the manufacturer to verify that I could actually install a programmable thermostat without wrecking anything, because this is either a 22 gauge or an 18 gauge. This is thermostat wire. This is what I'm used to seeing behind these panels when I open it up. I'm not used to seeing a 14 gauge heavy gauge wire behind that panel. So I wanted to verify. My instinct was everything is fine. It's running just on the regular low voltage, but I wanted to verify that indeed I could use this programmable thermostat without wrecking it. And the reason that these wires are important is because the wires on the inside of this terminal for this new installation are only going to accept your traditional furnace thermostat wires. So in order to do this, all I did is I took off the red and what the factory had marked the white wire, even though it was red, and I purchased a short 1-foot piece of thermostat wire at the local Ace Hardware. And then what I did is I sized the wires down so that I could then plug them in to this thermostat. Now, in the description, there's going to be a link to this particular thermostat that I bought. The catch on this is that if you're going to do this with regard to this, you know, like in my situation, heat only, where you want a programmable thermostat to run in heat only, you want to make sure that the thermostat that you're purchasing is running on battery. It has the capability to run on battery. In other words, you can use a standard residential thermostat, but it has to have the ability to run off of batteries. This runs off of 3 AA batteries, or 24 volts, which is what your resident house, your traditional house thermostat runs off of, in most cases, 24 volt. So in this case, I needed to run it on a 12 volt system, and the only way to do that is not to have the thermostat collect power from the 12 volt system, but instead power itself by batteries. So that's what we did. This was really nothing more than taking this thermostat off of the wall and then installing this thermostat with its installation plate first after crimping the wires on. Now, I use the crushed crimped wire nuts. I recommend those. I don't recommend anything else as it relates to inside the RV. Those provide a solid, secure connection that is almost never going to rattle loose. But really, it was just a matter of then installing this onto the wall and plugging the red wire into the proper markings in the inside of the manual, as well as they're marked in the thermostat itself where they go, plugging the red wire into the red, and then the white wire that I had crimped into the white terminal, and voila. This is a great thing if you live full time, and like for me, I like to have the thermostat go in the wintertime where I'm at right now where it's cold. I like to have it drop down to maybe 64 or 62 at night, and then I get up at about 5 in the morning to have a cup of coffee, and I like to have the furnace kick on This is a little bit smarter thermostat, so it kind of anticipates, based on how cold it is, when it needs to turn on to have your power to the furnace so that it's up to temperature when you're asking for it. In my case, I want it up to temperature at 5 o'clock in the morning. So it will read and do that. This is easily programmable, and it has a daytime, an away time, a nighttime where you return home, so to speak, and then a sleep time. It's a great thing to have. For, I think I spent $45 on this. You can pick these up at Walmart, any of the Honeywell brands. This is a Honeywell. Again, it's a little bit smarter thermostat. I didn't go to a $100 thermostat. I just went with this one. If you have an RV where you have your air conditioner and your heat running off of the thermostat, there are a few RV-specific options with regard to thermostats that you can install that easily plug and play with your Dometics and your Colemans and everything else that you have on the market that heat and cool your RV. I also know they're very expensive. They're $300 for the RV-specific ones. Now, logic would seem to tell me, and I don't know this for sure, so you're on your own. Do your own research on this before you start trying this, but I don't know why a residential thermostat in that environment, if it runs the heat and it sends the signal to the heat to turn on, why, if the system is wired to here with the traditional 5 or 6 wire thermostat, honestly, I don't know why it wouldn't also run your system. I don't know that you would need to have a $300 thermostat in your house to make it work. Just not sure on that. I can't be sure. But I do know, I confirmed with the Bigfoot manufacturing company that sure, I can put a standard battery-powered regular residential thermostat in here to run my heat. Again, I don't know why, if I wasn't wired here for heat and cooling, I couldn't do that as well. So that's how you do it. You just take it off, crimp, plug it in. They're easy to plug in, and then you're good to go. I hope that this is something that you'll consider. There's a link in the description below for this thermostat. There are others if you shop. Check it out. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. So if you hit that like button, the subscribe button, and be sure to hit that bell notification so that you know the next time the next video comes out. Boy, I'll tell you, I would just really appreciate it. I'd love to have you on board. Really appreciate all of you that are subscribers right now. Look forward to more videos in the future. And as we close out, this video is a video that YouTube thinks you want to see next. This playlist is all things RV maintenance and repairs. And if you click on the circle, of course, you're subscribed there too. Love to have you on board. I'll see you in the next one. Rob out.